Remember that time when Amazon would send you your carded figures and they actually cared? Yeah, I don't remember that either. Hey toy fans, so I'm here with another action figure review. Now, when I got this, I was so excited because I got a really good deal on it. I was like, yeah, Amazon, awesome. You've been doing such a good job so far. And then I get this in the mail, and I have to admit, if I'd have been a collector wanting to have this on card, I would have been so mad about this. Like, it was just kind of folded and shoved into the smallest box possible. I don't even know how it made it in the box. And I've already recycled the box, so I don't even care about pulling it back out. But anyways, I'm here to review the DC Primal Age Scarecrow. And this has been one that's been on my radar. I know on several of the other reviews I called him Scareglow. When you think between him and Scareglow, they have a lot of the same ideas and principles going on. So that's why I'm here talking toys. Let's get to it. Alright, much like all the other DC Primal Age figures we've got, Scarecrow comes on the same type of blister card as the others, and you can see that review whenever you look at the Batman, Joker, Green Lantern review that I have already up and available. Now, Scarecrow comes on that large card as a 5.5-inch figure, much like the original Motu characters. The big difference in this card, besides for it being completely demolished, is the fact that it has Scarecrow as the name title. And then if you look at the back, you have the same cross-sell art that you've had before. Again, they're comic book drawn versions of the actual toy characters. So of course you got Batman, Green Lantern, which we've done reviews on, Aquaman, Scarecrow, which we're doing a review on now, Wonder Woman, Mr. Freeze, King Shark, and the Joker, which we've also done a review on as well. Now, standing his card up against other cards that are made by Funko, let's take a look and compare the two cards of this one and Thundercats. And we'll also compare that card to the new Super 7 Masters Universe, the TV version of the characters. And because Mattel was the first to create Masters Universe, we're going to go ahead and compare it to the new Masters of the WW Universe cards that they have now available. Again, same size cards, and they're really meant to draw inspiration from the original Masters Universe toys that came out. So this card's not going to tell us anything else. Let's open it up and let's take a look inside. With our Scarecrow action figure, we do get a swivel head, swivel arms, a swivel waist, and two ball-jointed legs. It is notable that mine actually only on one leg keeps falling off. Now, with Scarecrow, you also get a removable cape. Now, this cape is actually bigger than most of the other capes out there, so it can easily fit over other characters with large heads. He also comes with a shield. Kind of nice. And of course a scythe for reaping the crops or reimagining Children of the Corn. So there you go. All these accessories are basically there to mimic what he is, and he is there to instill fear upon everyone. Now, some notable things which I think is really cool is I love the use of the tied wood here almost as a rib cage, giving more of a skeletal approach. And then even the silver buckle here has a crow on it, which is a really nice detail. All in all, he looks phenomenal. He does have a scary appeal to him, and he doesn't really mimic too much what you think of as a traditional Scarecrow. But when you look at him all in all, he does carry a very Scarecrowish vibe in that he is very scary looking to look at, and I could see where he would instill fear into Gotham's primeval age. Now, a few things to note is that his design pretty well masked, and nothing here seems to impede with his articulation at all. Though I have to admit, when I first got mine, my belt was glued to his waist, And I don't know if that's a common thing that you're going to have with all your Scarecrow action figures or not. Now, I will say his accessories do feel a little stiff and a little fragile, and I was very scared of breaking both of them as I put them in their hands. So this is definitely not one that I think I'm going to let my kid really play with. Now let's compare him to another one of Gotham's baddies. That's right, we have them here next to the Joker. Both stand at 5.5-inch scale, so they look really good together, and both of them have a good Rogues Gallery vibe to them, and I would like to get all the other Batman villains in this line. And of course, let's compare him here to the actual Dark Knight Detective, so that way we can get a good feel of how Batman and Scarecrow are going to look battling one another. Now, Scarecrow here is available right now. He's been out for a couple years, and that's pretty much all we have to say about our Scarecrow figure. All in all, I like the figure. I think he looks good. Little disappointed to find that the belt had been glued down, and I actually had to take a hobby knife and cut it open. So I'm like, I know he has waist articulation, but it's not moving at all. There's a couple areas where I've got, paint application that's missing. Some where it's running, like his eye, just normal Funko, I guess, foolishness on this point. But other than that, a pretty solid figure. Accessory wise, I like his scythe, I like his shield, but both of them feel just so rigid that, you can almost hear how rigid that feels, that any misplacement at all, and these things are just going to snap in half. And that worries me, because as someone who wants to display these out and have them available, I'm really afraid of these things breaking. And this is definitely something I don't want my kid playing with, because, I don't want to have to go out and find another one. I didn't talk about it, but this rubberized plastic they have on the cape and the loincloth are actually pretty good on this particular figure. They're thin enough that they're very pliable, and they don't hinder any articulation. I like that. So with his design, I think he's awesome on his design. But as far as what we ended up getting with some of the Lost in Paint app, and then the accessories, really being worried about them breaking, and even the waist. And I'm wondering if that's something where other people have dealt with that waist being glued down, because it seems like something that would be kind of common. I'm going for this one, I'm going to go with a 4. I think he's a good figure. He's not my favorite out of the line. There's a part of me that kind of wishes that this had been a bigger scythe, more like a staff for him to fight with, instead of this small sort of handheld weapon. But I get it, you could say that, but Whiplash had a huge spear, so they could have gone with something a little bit longer and taller. The shield, I dig. It's a little simple, but I do like the paint application on it, and it does have two coats of paint app. So it's got the black and then the red eye on there. And I'd almost like to have seen the red eye maybe transfer to him, or have this yellow eye on the Crow instead. So that eye coloration kind of throws me off on both. I do like seeing the silver here, and I like that they brought it back over here. So that's pretty good on design. Now, with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce a new type of rating that's going to go in. And the reason why I bring this up is because my best friend, Jeff McGee, who I'm on the show with for Talking Toy Center, Jeff, always makes a joke about me being so cheap. So what I'm going to introduce is my pay system of what I paid for it and how I feel that rating goes. So for this guy, I got him on Amazon. I think it was like $6.47, and he was an add-on item. Now, I'm not including the Amazon charge monthly to get the Prime, but because it's delivered to me for free, I'm looking at just the cost of him, which was $6.47 and then whatever tax. So let's say $6.47. That's what I paid for him. Now, I would expect to go into a comic shop and pay a little bit more. So for me, my rating, we'll put it over here. My rating will actually be one. I'm going to go with $1 sign Okay, so that's pennies on the dollar. And the reason why is because I would expect him to be probably about $25, $30 if I went into like a place like Barnes & Noble, some of the comic shops. So I'm going to say pennies on the dollar. He's pretty cheap if you get him on Amazon for $6.47. I think he's well worth it. So 4 out of 5 is my rating. And of course, that's why I'm here talking toys. And I should say it to myself. Remember, they're not dolls. They're action figures. And for this, I'm going to definitely say it's a collectible action figure, not really meant for kids. If you like what you see, be sure to hit that like button. Also go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'll have more of these toy videos coming to you soon. This episode of Tay Ray Gun was sponsored by Marvin Dog Media. To learn more about Marvin Dog Media, visit www.marvindogmedia.com.